Webull stock is back in the green, up over 6% today, after a stretch of volatility that had some traders second-guessing its recent breakout. But now, with renewed buying momentum and strong volume, the story may be turning bullish once again. So what's driving this bounce? And where could Webull stock be headed next? Let's get into it. After a brutal 5% drop on Monday, many thought the rally in Webull stock might be running out of steam. The equity had already pulled back sharply the week before, with concerns swirling around the company's recently announced $1 billion standby equity agreement with Yorkville Advisors. That deal allows Webull to issue shares over time, raising capital as needed, but it also raised fears of potential dilution. Investors reacted swiftly, sending the stock down more than 11% in a single day last week, and another 5% at the start of this week. But then came today, and the tone shifted. Webull opened the session near $12.18 and has since climbed to about $12.90 at the time of recording, a gain of over 6%. Volume is elevated, momentum is building, and the charts show renewed interest. So what's behind this move? One key driver appears to be a sharp uptick in call option activity. Traders are positioning themselves for more upside, and that's usually a pretty good sign that the broader market is turning bullish again. When you see call volume spike alongside rising price action and increased trading volume, it tells you that smart money, or at least, confident money, is stepping back in. Another factor is the broader sector momentum. Fintech and crypto-related stocks have started heating up again, with companies like Robinhood making headlines by expanding crypto services across Europe. That's reminded investors that this sector, while volatile, is still very much alive, and that any company with a strong retail base, growth metrics, and crypto capabilities could benefit in the months ahead. Webull fits that mold almost perfectly. Let's not forget, Webull's fundamentals remain rock solid. The company recently reported 32% year-over-year revenue growth, swinging to a $12.9 million net income for the quarter. Customer assets now exceed $12.6 billion, and the platform boasts over 24 million registered users. That kind of scale puts Webull in the same conversation as some of the better-known players in the fintech space, and with profitability already achieved, that's a big advantage. Now, while the price move today is impressive, it's worth viewing in context. Webull stock has been trading in a volatile range for the past 2 weeks. After a big breakout, it hit resistance around $13.50, pulled back hard, found some support near $12.20, and is now bouncing again. That type of choppy action often happens when a stock is trying to establish a new range, and sometimes it's a sign that the market is recalibrating for a bigger move. From a technical perspective, today's bounce is significant. It keeps the stock above key short-term support, and if momentum continues, it could retest the $13.30 to $13.50 range in the coming sessions. If it breaks above that with volume, there's room to move toward $15, and potentially beyond, especially if broader fintech sentiment stays hot. But this isn't just about charts or call options. There's a bigger narrative here, one that a lot of retail investors are starting to buy into. That narrative is all about Webull becoming a serious, global platform that blends traditional retail investing with crypto access in a way that feels modern, secure, and functional. Their partnership with Coinbase and expansion into Brazil is just the beginning. If they keep rolling out crypto offerings internationally, especially in emerging markets, they could become a go-to platform for millions of new users. And let's be honest, that $1 billion equity agreement? It's not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, it gives the company the ability to issue shares, and yes, that can be dilutive. But it also gives them capital flexibility that few competitors have. If Webull uses that capital wisely, to expand, acquire, or develop new technology, it could be a powerful tool for long-term growth. The key will be whether they dilute responsibly and drive results that justify the additional shares. Now, back to today's move. While we're seeing a 6 to 7% increase in price, what's more important is that we're seeing it on strong volume. That tells us this isn't just a low-volume relief bounce. This is likely institutional or large-scale retail traders re-entering positions, especially as fear around dilution begins to fade and attention shifts back to fundamentals. So what should investors be watching now? First, the $13.50 level. That was resistance last week, and if Webull breaks through it cleanly, the chart opens up toward $15. Second, volume. If this uptrend is going to stick, it needs confirmation through volume. We'll want to see it stay elevated, not just on breakout days, but across sessions. Third, Any news on international expansion or product rollouts? If Webull announces additional crypto markets, new features, or user milestones that could reignite bullish sentiment in a big way. Finally, watch the options market. Bullish options flow often leads price action by a few sessions. If we continue to see heavy call buying, especially in near-dated contracts, that could signal further upside. So, where does that leave us? Webull's up over 6% today. The stock is showing renewed life. Momentum is returning. And while the past few sessions have been turbulent, the bullish case remains intact. Strong fundamentals, a massive user base, strategic partnerships, and access to flexible capital, these are not the traits of a fading growth stock. If anything, they're signs of a company positioning itself to lead the next wave of fintech and crypto adoption. Of course, there are risks. Dilution remains a concern, and any missteps in execution could set the stock back. But based on today's action, and the overall trend we're seeing, investors are starting to look past the short-term noise and refocus on the long-term potential. Let me know in the comments. Are you back in on Webull? Do you think this is just a bounce or the beginning of another run toward $15, $20, or even higher? Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on Webull and other high-potential fintech plays. Stay sharp out there.